Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to go over some non-car related stuff. Some of you might not know, my day job is an engineer. I do a lot of consulting, traveling all over the country. So I spend probably 120, 150,000 miles a year in the air, traveling, and a lot of rental cars, a lot of hotels and all that. So, on my travels, I have to charge all my devices all the time. And up to this point, I've been carrying a bunch of chargers. Half my book bag's full of different chargers for all the devices. So today I'm gonna go over a newer charger that I found a couple months ago, and I just finally bought it. That's gonna help me consolidate a lot of the chargers and things I'm carrying around, and even cables and stuff. And then I'll go over what I'm going to try to eliminate with this new one charger. And it'll help you whether you travel all the time or just even at home, just to eliminate the number of charging devices and different chargers and charging blocks that you might have or you might need for all your devices. So here's some of the devices I actually carry with me when I'm traveling. So this is my Surface Go. It's not the Surface Pro, it's the Surface Go. It's more of an iPad size Surface with a full keyboard and trackpad and all that. It's been working for me pretty well lately, just for small email tasks and word processing and Excel type stuff. It's easy to carry around, and then I do a lot of field work with that. I have my Android tablet to watch my movies and entertainment. Got my Android work phone that I carry with me. And then I have my Dell Precision laptop that I travel with me. It's got an Apple sticker on it and my airport sticker. And then I also carry my iPhone 11 Pro with me. That's my personal phone. So, I've got all these devices and they all use different chargers, right? So, right now, this is all the different chargers and cables I carry. My laptop actually requires a 130 watt charger, and it charges using that Dell's actually mini barrel. This is not even their standard barrel charger. So that one came with the laptop and is designed to as the travel charger when it's not docked, using USB-C charging. This is a Dell 60 watter that I found laying around the office. It's pretty small. It's for some of the smaller Dell Latitudes and Dell, I forgot which other model they have, but it's the smaller ones, and it has the standard barrel right here, right there, that plugs into most Dell laptops that have been used for the last decade or more. I actually bought a adapter on Amazon to turn this into the smaller barrel so it would fit my laptop. And the reason why I did that is because other than the obvious size difference and carrying one less charger or one smaller charger, this one was tripping all the power ports on the airplanes when I'm traveling across the country. So I figured out the hard way when I had to charge one of my my laptop when I was trying to do some work on the plane on a cross country trip. So that, because it's pulling 130 watts, and a lot of those outlets on the Boeings and the Airbuses don't support that high of a wattage draw. So I ended up having to use this with the barrel to slowly trickle charge it and keep it powered when I'm traveling on the airplane. The Surface Go actually comes with its own proprietary Surface magnetic charger thing right here. So that one comes with it, and that's what they want you to charge it with. So and then obviously the phone chargers, for the iPhone I carry the lightning cable with the smaller 5 watt block. Since I have the new iPhone 11 Pro that uses the new power delivery 17 or 18 watt charging, which I didn't even take out of the box yet because I didn't want to carry that, because it's a much bigger charging block for the iPhone 11 Pro, so I didn't want to carry that with all this stuff. And then I have my Android the Samsung charger, their fast charging charger with a USB-C cable here for that, and then just my other regular micro USBs for my for that older Nexus tablet. And then I got I carry a couple of those because a lot of my smaller devices and other things like my headphones and stuff still use micro. So I carry that, and then I also have a USB-C adapter on that. So all this stuff I carry, and I carry in this little Lancome bag that I found in, or Estee Lauder bag I found in my wife's stuff that she gets with her makeup, and it was a good bag that held everything. So I put all my charging cables in that. So I use that for that purpose. So over here, so even though the Surface Go requires, they want you to use that, their own Windows charging, it also supports USB-C charging. It has one USB-C port right here that also supports power delivery charging. So that was one of the first things that when I got this, I was like, why doesn't this thing have a USB-C charger? And I did some research, and apparently it does support that through that dock. My Dell Precision laptop actually uses, when it's docked at my desk at work, it uses USB-C to the dock, so it charges through that USB-C port right there. So obviously it supports that. This Android device supports fast charging with USB-C, so which is the same. If you plug that up to a power delivery or one of the chargers for this, it will still charge that at whatever Samsung's fast charging. And then my old Nexus tablet uses micro. So if you have an iPad or one of the newer iPads, it also does the Apple's new 18-volt charging. I think Apple, since the iPhone 8, since they started doing all their devices that have wireless charging, they've been supporting the higher wattage 18-volt chargers. They just didn't ship it with it until the iPhone 11 Pro. So there's a lot of chargers to carry around for these devices. So a couple months ago, I was on Slick Deals, like I always am, looking for deals. So I saw all these people always commenting on this power delivery stuff. So it kind of caught my attention, because I'm like, what are they talking about power delivery and 60 watts and all that, right? So I did some research, and I found out, so power delivery is that new protocol that basically delivers high wattage, high voltage charging for magnitude of devices, from the MacBook Pro to the Dell laptops to all the new phones and anything that supports USB-C type charging. And it'll charge 5 volts, 9 volts, 12 volts, and up to 18 volts, I believe. So and it's all depending on the cable. So that kind of that made me very interested in. I ordered this. I think I paid 25 or 30 bucks for it. They make these in the 60 watt version and a 30 watt version, and I think they make an 18 watt version, power delivery version, whatever. So I ordered this. It was the highest one that they had that was reasonably priced, and I believe it's got the GaN technology. If you look that up, it's I forgot what it is, gas something, nitride, whatever. So it's a chip technology or something technology that helps make it smaller, and then heat dissipation or whatever it is. And it's rated for 63 watts. And what it was, the 63, how they got that is, I believe they rate, if you run both ports, it'll deliver 45 to the one that has the computer next to it, and then up to 18 on the one that says power delivery up here. So that adds up to 63. So anyway, so yeah, but if you only run just the laptop one port, it'll charge up to 63 watts to whatever device if it's on a single charger. And so that really interests me on what this thing can do, because I'd rather have one of these instead of carrying that guy, and then these other USB power blocks there. So that's so consolidating this down to this thing, it's the size of, it's a little bit bigger than the Windows one. It's much smaller than the 60 watt Dell that I've been using for my laptop. And if you have a MacBook Pro, I believe it's rated at 40 or 50% smaller than the MacBook Pro USB-C charger. So that'll be a huge size change for that. So in addition to that, I ordered, you have to order a cable that's going to support the power delivery. They've got different cables. They got Thunderbolt cables that cost $30 to $40. They've got USB 3.1, you know, Gen 1, Gen 2. They've got all these different ones. So you got to kind of be careful when you're ordering USB-C, because not every USB-C cable is equal, right? So I found a very, you know, relatively affordable one. I think this one was $12 or $13, and it supported up to I think 80 watts or maybe 100 watts of for power delivery. So I picked it up. I was like, you know, I wanted to try it out with something that was wasn't too expensive. I believe I only got a 3-foot version, not instead of a 6-foot version. One of the things when you gotta look out for is Thunderbolt. I believe Thunderbolt is not the speeds, that the transfer speeds for Thunderbolt is it's got to be less than 3 feet, I believe, for it to achieve those speeds. And same goes with some of the other Gen 1, Gen 2 USB 3.0, and they also make USB 2.0 in these USB-C chargers, so you got to watch out for those too. So there's a bunch of different cables out there, and it's hard to understand, so you got to do your research, make sure you're getting the right cable. So I've got it plugged up here to the lamp. Unhooking this thing. I'm actually plugging it into the laptop now. I'm going to test it on the Surface Go first. Plug it in on the side. Showing charge right here on the battery. I'm going to move. Let's see what it's. This is fully charged. Yeah, so the battery was already fully charged before I plugged it up, but it's fully charged, and it's got the little symbol on it that is charging, so it works for this guy right there. I test the same USB on the Android USB-C charging. So plugged it up, 64%, and it's charging 46 minutes to charge. So next I'm going to charge it, test it on my Dell laptop. So the Dell, I'm going to just use the same, the one USB port, C port it has on here, plug it in, and then kind of see if it picks it up and accepts it as a charge. So I just plugged it up, and it looks like it's got the icon that says it's charging. 98% plugged in, not charged. So I let the laptop actually drain down a little bit from the 98%. It went down to like 89%, I think, and it actually started charging it. So it hit 88%. So now it's plugged in. It says charging with the USB-C plugged in there. So it's one of those, I think, once the battery gets to a certain point when it's topped off, it's harder for the chargers to actually pick up and deliver juice. There it is. It actually charges a Dell Precision laptop that requires 130 watts of power normally, with a 63 watt power delivery charger that I'm using here. So that's pretty good news there. So with this being only a USB-C, I still have to have a solution if I try to consolidate just to this one charger for all my other devices that use micro USB and whatnot to charge. So one idea I had was to use something like this, which is a USB-C to regular USB hub, and I think that's the best solution for me to use, because what happens is you could plug that up into the USB-C and power all these ports. The only problem is most of these devices don't deliver power, so they're not going to deliver high wattage or high, they're going to deliver 5 volts at the minimum USB current, which is probably not even 1 watt or half a watt or whatever it is, but it still slowly trickle charges your devices though. So if if you're staying in a hotel overnight or whatever, and you have stuff plugged up for a couple hours, you can use something like this to fully charge your devices overnight for 4, 6, 8 hours. Plug up the Android phone that was. So right now it shows 10 hours to fully charge. So yeah, I mean, It's a very slow charge, but it would charge it though. Another device I saw that was pretty cheap was these USB-C to regular USB-A single connector adapters. And once again, these were also not rated to deliver too much high amperage through them, but there's another solution I was looking at to, you know, still use the USB-C charging coming off of there and try to charge some of my other devices. So I'll plug this up using my micro to USB converter. So this one actually works a little better. It says it's only an hour and 9 minutes to fully charge. So that one is delivering a lot more current than this guy. And what I believe it is because this thing is a hub, so it's got electronics inside of it and all that that have overhead that's probably sucking some of the juice that's coming through here, so it's not delivering really high current through this. So next I'm going to try to test the micro USB on one of my older Nexus tablets. I've got that plugged using the USB-C straight to USB-A adapter that I just tested on the Samsung Galaxy. So this one charges perfectly fine up here. So I guess that would be another option for me. I could charge two things at a time using this guy, you know, to charge all my micro USB devices, my USB-C devices using that, or, you know, power delivery or whatever. If it's a USB-C charge, then I would use power delivery with a USB to USB-C cable. I don't have an Apple cable with me, but then, you know, I'm recording with my iPhone anyway, so I can't test that. But this thing should be able to, you know, deliver 18 watts, which is the maximum Apple allows anyways, using a USB-C to Lightning cable, which comes with the 11 Pro, or you can buy some of the, you know, Best Buy ones or ones on Amazon. I think Best Buy had a few on sale for $10 recently, but you know, even the OEM Apple one's only $19 USB-C to Lightning, so it's really not bad. It's the same price as you know, the old USB, you know, the A to Lightning is $19 when you buy it at the Apple store anyways. So there you have it. We're able to eliminate, you know, one of these two chargers, carrying those around, the Surface charger, the USB Samsung charger, the Apple charger, and if you carry an iPad, the bigger iPad, you know, 10 or 12 watt charger, or the newer iPhone 11 Pro charger that's, you know, pretty large too, with one of these guys right here. And as far as cables go, you might have to upgrade most of your cables. You definitely need to get a very good quality USB-C to USB power delivery cable that's going to deliver the watts you need. You'll need you know, either adapters to use your existing adapters like these to use your existing USB cables, or they actually sell a USB-C from here over and on the other end is a micro USB also. So they sell those cables like $7 if you want to just upgrade the cable, or if you need to upgrade the cable. The other option is this: you could use this cable and buy one of these similar type plugs that has a USB-C on this side and then a micro USB on that side to charge your smaller micro USB devices. And now I can use this one charger to charge, you know, all four of these devices plus the iPhone 11 Pro that I'm recording on here. And if I had an iPad, which, you know, with all these gadgets I probably don't need an iPad, but if I did need an iPad or have an iPad, then I can charge it with the iPad too. I just have to have the cables. And you know, the only restricted part is, you know, I only have 2 ports to use carrying this. But, you know, most of the time with it being power delivery, you're gonna fully charge a device in an hour and a half anyways. For the most part, except maybe the laptop and the bigger devices. It'll take care of most of my charging needs without carrying all this stuff right here with me. anyways, if you guys like this video, don't forget to share and subscribe. Thanks.